hello and welcome to the Varietal Show. If you've never been here before, my name is Rory, and this is a show where we do, well, fun things with narrative. I mean, it sounds weird to me. Does it sound weird out there? Let me know if it does. I will mess with settings if I have to. Yeah, sorry. What this is a ride-along stream. So if you are here for our, like, folk tales and fairy tales, we don't really do that on Thursday nights. We do that Tuesday nights. And if you want to give this a shot, of course, I'm happy to have you, but I wouldn't want you to be confused. If you are not watching this live, down in the description below will be some timestamps if you want to jump ahead to something that you prefer, if you just want to see the finished product of what we're doing tonight. And what we are doing is we're going to write PR statements from famous companies in fiction. So sort of like Jurassic Park, for example, is a famous fictional company that kind of screwed up and would need to make a PR statement. And PR, because basically this is writing games, PR is particularly interesting to me because of the way they like hedge around saying anything meaningful. It's a peculiar format of writing. But help us out, actually. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to write our own PR statements. But before that, to warm us up, we're going to do a Mad Libs that is intended to create meaningless PR terms for a little mini game that I found from itch.io, one of their lyric games or expressive games. And I think, I think you guys will enjoy tonight. I see there's people in the chat. Hello, Big Drew. Been a couple of weeks. I'm hoping for lots of long run-on sentence and a story that reads like it's being told by a 7-year-old on a sugar rush. I hope so too. GS says, good evening. Hi, Big Drew. Hi, Rory. Hello, GS. Okay, so let's get straight to it. Let's not listen to me faff about. So we're going to go straight into what we call lit games. Hashtag lit games stands for literature games, which is, in other words, sort of expressive games, lyric games, things like that, to do with writing. At some point, it involves me sitting here writing and you either contributing in the chat, and I try to incorporate your suggestions, or you writing your own stuff and putting them in chat. And as long as they're not hideous and terrifying or horrible, I will read them aloud as well. It's basically just a big orgy of writing where we all have fun together if you enjoy writing. It's a write-along. And the thing that we're doing tonight is a thing... Well, we're making PR statements for fictional companies like Jurassic Park or Cyberdyne from Terminator, or Weyland-Yutani from Alien. And I want to get to those. But let's start with a little bit of a palate cleanser that kind of will give us a sense of how the language works in a PR statement by taking a look at a thing called mild libs. Now, I'm just going to read you the opening paragraph of this, because this is our first little mini game we're going to do, and then we'll just do some straight writing. GS says, this is a PR statement after it's all gone wrong or before? After, I think. Big Drew says it stands for literature games, but everyone knows that lit games are lit AF. Yeah, I don't think everybody knows that. The few that show do. Okay, so Mild Libs is from itch.io. If you search Mild Libs, you can get it yourself. I don't even think they're charging money for it. And I'm going to read you the opening paragraph. It's basically just a Mad Libs for PR statements. We're going to start with this because it's a simple way and it's fun, and everybody can kind of participate, and then we'll get to sort of writing our own. But here's the opening paragraph for this. Have you ever wanted to make your own meaningless PR statement? Jealous of how easily corporations respond with cowardly drivel to ethical crises in their industries? Look no further. With this mild lib, you can make your own vacuous reaction to the incident of your choice alone or with a friend. No need to break your golden handcuffs or take any kind of moral stand. Just fill in these blanks and the statement you make will be so open to interpretation that it'll be sure to please your fans and financiers aloud. Or alike, rather. Okay, I gotta read the rest of it because it is just Mad Libs. If you don't know how Mad Libs works, there is a paragraph here, which we're not going to read right now, and I actually haven't read yet. But before that, what you do is you fill in that paragraph with all these little bits. Okay? So, first and foremost, this is just sort of our warm-up practice. We're not doing Mad Libs the whole night, guys. But this is just a way to get us to, like, hearing some of that language and knowing what we're aiming for. Let's not spend too much time on it, but we need a company name. Now, it can be a fictional one. I wouldn't use any of the ones we want to write later. Like, I wouldn't use Jurassic Park or Cyberdyne or anything like that. But what company name do we want to put in there? I was thinking, like, we could put an obviously compromised one in, like, Children's Drills Incorporated or something. We also need a plural noun, a noun, an ing verb. You should be able to see that here. As you want to add stuff in, let me know and I will add it to this list. I'm going to add an ing verb here, which is sewing. An adjective. I think bruised. Well, bruised is a verb, but it can be an adjective, right? Like a bruised apple. I think that works. Somebody tell me if my understanding of that is wrong. Big Drew says Globocon. Okay, Globocon it is. Okay. A plural noun. Now remember, if you guys are like, what the hell's a noun? I don't remember. Nouns are like subjects of sentences. They're proper nouns are like names of places, cities, towns, things like that. A plural noun would be could be things like castles would be a plural noun, which is actually what I'm gonna put in there. We need a basic noun. We need 1, 2, 3 just nouns. We need another plural noun, 2 more plural nouns. 1, 2, 3 verbs. And then I think we need 2 more ing verbs. Those are the ones that end in ing. I'm just going to keep putting stuff in, but chat, give me what you want to contribute, because this is sort of my quick opener. This isn't the main thing I want to do. What's a noun? Tree. Big Drew says narcissistic human air horn skyscraper. Pogo stick. Oh, for nouns? Okay, pogo stick. Narcissistic as an adjective? Do I need another adjective? Let's just put that in. Narcissistic. I know the reference you're doing there, Big Drew. I did see that. But I'm scraping it for what I can use. Human. Human's a good noun. Big Drew says noun equals person, place, or thing. That is correct. Waffle iron. I like it. Why don't we make it waffle irons? Latvia. Okay, I think we're out of... Oh, no. We have room for another plural noun. Well, air horns. Why not? It's taken from Drew's there. We need verbs now. Ing verbs and verb verbs. Crumbling. Okay, crumbling. I won't put profanity in. I'll just say that now. How about sauteed? That's one verb I'm putting in. Mutating. How about that for an ing verb? Big Drew, you said Martians. I don't think I have any room for nouns. No, I'm all out of noun space. But you're on a delay. That's probably why. GS says bouncing. Okay, we need 2 more verbs. Like run, jump, slap, dance. At least one of them is going to be pirouette, unless I get a better one. GS makes a good point that sauteed is an adverb. Big Drew says vomiting. There we go. Let's replace mutating then. And high five. I guess that's a verb. To give a high five. No, give is the verb, isn't it? Like, how does that work when it's sort of a dependent verb phrase? High-fived? No, that's an adverb. I don't know how to do that. Hey, Holly's house is here. Hey, Holly's house, give us a verb. How about that? GS says squish. There we go, squish. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna close this for a second. You guys are gonna stare at the lit game screen while I just transfer these to the spots that they have to be. Listen to the music and chat to each other, or skip ahead if you're new here. This is very much like elevator music, isn't it? Like you really are waiting here. It's not letting me cut and paste, so I'm gonna have to manually write them all again. That's all right. Like most ad-libs, this is primarily just going to be silly. But if you seem like a good startup. Oh dear. Oh no. We have made an unfortunate pairing here. Oh no. I hope no one's eating. Okay. All right. Thank you for your patience. We here at GlobalCon are ready to make our announcement. do my best to embody the drab cheerfulness of a corporate person. GlobalCon has always supported creators and castles in the tree space. We stand by our industry peers, as well as anyone who takes a risk sewing a narcissistic pogo stick or developing an original idea. The beauty of crumbling comes from the opportunity to sauté inclusive, diverse, and compelling air horns from a wide spectrum of creators. That's exactly why we launched our own human vomiting company a few years ago, because we believe that broadening the field of creators boosts the entire industry. The success we've experienced is thanks to the passion and interest of the greater bouncing community, and we commit to fostering an environment that allows everyone the opportunity to easily pirouette the waffle irons they wish to squish. GS has put a nauseated face for the human vomiting company. Okay, so there we go. We're warmed up, which means it is high time for us to write some PR statements on our own. I think we can graduate to writing our own stuff now. Okay, PR statements. So, do we want to just do the Jurassic Park one? I think we should. I think Jurassic Park is like, I know it's not the most original setup. Like, people have made, there's a whole Twitter account of like Jurassic Park doing this, downplaying things on their Twitter account. Well, I mean, there was. Now that they're locking the API, I imagine such things might not happen. But I feel like Jurassic Park is the classic corporation that should have made a statement. So the setting is, the news is getting all these reports that a horrible event has occurred and many people have died at this crazy new park that was like dominating the news waves going into it or whatever else. Rumors as to what it would actually contain. So we in the PR department of Jurassic Park are going to have to come up with a way to spin this positively. So I imagine we should recall some things from the film that we probably want to like indirectly address. So what are some things that you think would make the news cycle about the Jurassic Park incident? I think the first thing that stands out for me is why can I not think of his name? I love those films too. The lawyer. Big Drew says, what about By and Large, the company that destroyed the world in WALL-E? I'm all in for that as well. I haven't seen WALL-E in probably a decade, but I did love it. So several dead. And there remains several reported by some eyewitnesses to be dead. Because at this point there'd be no bodies. What else? Passing boats claim to have heard deafening inhuman roars. Oh, Holly's House makes a good point. It's definitely the weather's fault. Oh, and Spared No Expense has to be in there. The unfortunate weather. We're not writing it yet. Holly's House says no, you wouldn't say dead. I'm saying what are things we have to respond to in our PR statement. This is what the news is saying, not what we are saying. The lawyer was Shapiro. That's right, Shapiro. Nedry was his name? Nedry's family reports him missing. The unfortunate weather seems to have knocked out the power. And I guess overall, rumors that real dinosaurs are on the island, because if you'll recall, at this point in the movie, when they bring them in, it's not confirmed that they have actual dinosaurs there. Part of the reason he brings them in is to sort of show them that. So this would be, yeah. Holly's house says no, Gennaro. We all fail. You know what? Who cares? If it comes up, it comes up. Okay, so how do we want to open this? Well, I think Holly's already nailed it down here, or Holly's house anyways. Holly's house says Nedry definitely had no family, so no one cares. I'm going to pretend he had family, because I think it gives us more to work with. Oh, what is the name of it? Oh my god, what's the name of the company? Oh, after years of my childhood playing with toys with the logo on it. The hell's the name? It's not called Jurassic Park. It's called something Chem? Oh, come on, brain. Chat's gonna tell me in a minute. I'm gonna feel stupid. InGen. InGen is the one. It's not the competitor, right? That's the one who actually worked. Whatever. You let me know if it's not proper. InGen. InGen is a supporter of transparency. Holly's house says, this is why I kept all my Jurassic Park stuff. Yeah, that's why. Just this one live stream. InGen is a supporter of transparency and safety. Transparency, safety, and the progression of human knowledge in the interest of those core company ethics. InGen would like to take a moment. I see I'm a little far down here. To take a moment and clarify and respond to some rumors about an incident at our forthcoming Jurassic Park attraction. How are we feeling about this so far? InGen is a supporter. Okay. So, Big Drew says InGen, the world leader in paleobiotics. That's good. Would like to release the following statement in response to the rumored incident at the yet-to-be-open theme park. Oh, I did like that. GS says add family in the first line. Oh, there's lots of good lines in here. Holly's House says, InGen is a sustainable eco-wildlife company on the forefront of extinction research. Okay. I can add that in. Give me a second here. InGen is a sustainable eco-wildlife, and I'm going to add in what Drew said there, and paleobiotics company on the forefront of extinction research in the interests on the forefront of extinction research. Core to the InGen company vision is transparency, InGen would like to take a moment and respond to some rumors about an incident at our forthcoming and much anticipated Jurassic Park attraction. I don't think they'd named it at this point, but I just feel like naming it. I don't want to dance around it the whole time. I mean, named it to the public. Obviously, they'd named it on the... Like, I'm just saying, this isn't necessarily lore accurate. Okay. Jurassic Park attraction. Rumors about an incident at our forthcoming attraction. Well, details are still being clarified by our investigation teams. We can confirm several concrete and simple facts. And now none of those facts will be concretely delivered or simple. Oh, Holly's House is nailing it again. A small, advanced group of researchers granted early access to a yet unfinished facility encountered some unfortunate weather-related security issues. I'm going to split that up a bit, but I'm going to take that same idea. First, well, first, there is a facility that has henceforth been named Jurassic Park, as was reported by some members of the public recently. Peanut Gallery reminds you to include a family discount. This facility purpose is one we at InGen are excited to reveal to you and your families, but as of this moment cannot fully confirm in the interests of certain security and investor concerns. But stay tuned for a very exciting announcement about this. I'm just going to say exciting again. They love exciting about this exciting new project. We can also confirm that some visitors have attended some facilities on said island, though at this moment we are unable to confirm if said party included Dr. Grant. Who are the other ones? I've just, rather than ask people, I'm just gonna look it up. Jurassic Park cast. Sattler, Malcolm, and Grant. I think they're all doctors too. Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler, and Dr. Malcolm. We are obviously taking their statements to the media seriously. As they are as concerning to us as they would be to any caring person. However, at this point, we can say that preliminary investigations have not confirmed most of their statements. There was a storm that seems to have created some compromise, some technical difficulties in portions of the facility, but it is unlikely to have created the more sensational results reported by those aforementioned to have allegedly been present. With the small group of visitors. The park was built without a vision to spare any expense. It operates on a triple backup system that would easily weather even the worst storms. Again, we at InGen believe strongly in principles of ethical practices and public safety. Holly's House has an excellent one. I'm gonna just full core steal that, but now there was some malicious intonations from some corners of the press that we at InGen did not take seriously the threat of the incoming storm. We flatly deny this. And have provided a copy of a memo sent out the previous day, which advised all park staff to evacuate on a provided boat paid for especially by InGen in the interest of employee safety. We are as surprised as anyone to have found that many chose to stay and remain on the island despite our adamant warnings. Big Drew says, just completely lose all professionalism at the end. As reported by TMZ, they're actually freaking dinosaurs on this island. Use promo code InGen Dinos for 20% off your family vacation. I think we should maybe make mention of a pre-sale or something. We flatly copied the memo. What else do we have to address here? Oh, missing people and passing boats, hearing stuff. Finally, we want to address the hasty conclusion that some in the media have reached that reportedly missing people were met unfortunate circumstances on the island. At this point, our investigators have found no remains or any signs that would lead them to conclude that said people, if they were on the island, did not simply get turned around in the storm and shelter in place, as is InGen safety policy for harsh weather conditions. Aliso says presumed missing. I'm going a little step forward. Or unless you mean people... InGen would like to offer its sincerest condolences. Not condolences. I think you're right, Holly's House. Holly's House says, no, just not even all that. Just we're still reviewing the ship manifest. I think you're right, but, you know, I still wanted to tell a bit of a story. Like, I think the deviations from style are to make it a little more interesting for people to read back. Like, I think it's funnier, I guess is what I'm saying, is if InGen isn't necessarily good at their job here. InGen is reviewing the ship's manifests and the daily logs and expects to have preliminary conclusions on the probability of missing persons being centered on their activity on the island facility Yeah, I realized that Holly's House, she said never condolences. I realized that because it occurred to me that condolences seems to admit too much guilt. To have preliminary conclusions on the probability of missing persons being centered on their activity in the island facility within 30 days, after which it will receive a tertiary review before being released to the public, should it not be found to contain personal information otherwise inappropriate. With regards to the family's statement about Nedry, I don't remember his last name. Does anyone know it? We can confirm the daily log showed him checking out with plenty of time to have made the ferry, and suspect contrary to earlier speculation in the media. I think we can go forever here. This is the longest PR statement ever. Nevertheless, our thoughts and prayers to the families around the world living through an uncertain time when a loved one is missing, regardless of whether it is related to engine industries. Dennis was his first name. Was Nedry not his first name? He just called him by his last name? I never picked up on that. For me, a lot of that movie was big dinosaurs. Good point, GS. Holly's House says, can you throw in a quote about the world being against or fearful of new scientific breakthroughs? Yes, why not? Which means I'm gonna have to change the beginning of this. Finally, we encourage people to reflect on statements like boats reporting hearing loud inhuman roars, or other more sensational, supposedly eyewitness accounts about terrifying events, about supposed monsters. And recall that new science has always been met with discerning caution, but also hyperbole. I think, Holly's House, I think you're getting a little poetic for PR. I like the statement, but I think it's too poetic. They're never that nicely worded. Holly's House says, in the face of new and incredible discovery, common man cowers beneath the rock of familiarity, lashes out at the light of progress, some made-up philosopher. And recall that new science has always been met with discerning caution, but also hyperbole and oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Hyperbole and barbarous opposition to progress. As with Galileo before us, InGen will not be dissuaded by these expected elements, these expected responses to new ideas in science. Rather, it will take the offered feedback into consideration and continue forth into a bright future free of the threats of extinction for our children and our children's, still getting poetic, children. You want a quote in there though, hey Holly? Okay. From below the rock comes the worm, made whole to man by the light of knowledge. Albert Einstein. Big Drew is going with the used car salesman version. That'd be funny too. Look, haven't you done? People always wanted to walk with the dinosaurs. New opportunities rarely come without danger. Take the chances, sign your waivers, live a little. Said Boston accent. That might have been more like Brooklyn or something. Really, what it was nothing, but it had shades of something. Okay. I can't believe how long that took. My God, how long is this, guys? No one's watching this. This is nonsense. All right, let's see what hell we've wrought. I'm just gonna take a drink of water. Okay, so if you're skipping ahead here, it's because you just want to know the results. And what we did today was we did a couple of things, but the main thing we did was we wrote a PR response, like a public relations response from Engine, if you'll recall, the company who I believe owned and created Jurassic Park. And what they're responding to is the reports after the events of the movie, the first movie. After the events of the movie, we sort of came to a conclusion that there were a few things running around in the newspaper that would have to be addressed. Some was that several people had been reported to be dead by some eyewitnesses, that passing boats had claimed to heard deafening and human roars, that unfortunate weather events had seemed to knock out the power, that a fellow named Nedry had been reported missing by his family, and there were rumors that they're real dinosaurs, though we decided not to really address that. Engine is a sustainable eco-wildlife and paleobiotics company on the forefront of extinction research. Core to the Engine Company vision is transparency, safety, and the progression of human knowledge in the interest of family values. In the spirit of our founding principles, Engine would like to take a moment and respond to some rumors about an incident at our forthcoming and much anticipated Jurassic Park attraction. While details are still being clarified by our investigation teams, we can confirm several concrete and simple facts. First, there is a facility that is henceforth being named Jurassic Park, as was reported by some members of the public recently. This facility's purpose is one we at Engine are excited to reveal to you and your families, but as of this moment cannot fully confirm in the interest of certain security and investor concerns, but stay tuned for a very exciting announcement about this exciting new project. We can also confirm that some visitors have attended some facilities on said island, though at this moment we are unable to confirm if said party included Dr. Grant, Dr. Sadler, and Dr. Malcolm. We are obviously taking their statements to the media seriously, as they are as concerning to us as they would be to any caring person. However, at this point, we can say that preliminary investigations have not confirmed most of their statements. There was a storm that seems to have created some technical difficulties in portions of the facility, but it is unlikely to have created the more sensational results reported by those aforementioned to have allegedly been present with the small group of visitors. The park was built with a vision to never spare any expense. It operates on a triple backup system that would easily weather even the worst storms. Again, we at Engine believe strongly in principles of ethical practices and public safety. There were some malicious intonations from some corners of the press that we at Engine did not take seriously. The threat of the incoming storm. We flatly deny this and have provided a copy of a memo sent out the previous day, which advised all park staff to evacuate on a provided boat paid for especially by Engine in the interest of employee safety. We are as surprised as anyone to have found that many chose to stay and remain on the island despite our adamant warnings. Crucially, we want to address the media have reached the hasty conclusion that some in the media have reached that presumed missing people met unfortunate circumstances on the island. At this point, our investigators have found no remains or any signs that would lead them to conclude that said people, if they were on the island, did not simply get turned around in the storm and shelter in place, as is Injin safety policy for harsh weather conditions. Injin is reviewing the ship's manifest and the daily logs and expects to have preliminary conclusions on the probability of missing persons being centered on their activity in the island facility within 30 days, after which it will receive a tertiary review before being released to the public should it not be found to contain personal information otherwise inappropriate to share. With regards to the family statement about Dennis Nedry, we can confirm that the daily log showed him checking out with plenty of time to have made the ferry, contrary to earlier speculation in the media. Nevertheless, our thoughts and prayers to the families around the world living through an uncertain time when a loved one is believed to be missing, regardless of whether it is related to Injin Industries. Finally, we encourage people to reflect on statements like boats reporting hearing loud inhuman roars or other more sensational, supposedly eyewitness accounts about supposed monsters. And recall that new science has always been met with discerning caution, but also hyperbole and barbarous opposition to progress. As with Galileo before us, Injin will not be dissuaded by these expected responses to new ideas in science. Rather, it will take the offered feedback into consideration and continue forth into a bright future, free of the threats of extinction for our children and our children's children. From below the rock comes the worm made whole into man by the light of knowledge. Albert Einstein. Just says 30 days, way to stall. Absolutely. And that was a massive waste of time that we all had fun doing, as per usual. Big Drew, I did a Boston accent earlier, and Big Drew says, I don't know what that was. Mildly concerning, but not an accent. It was an accent. It just wasn't good. Accents are not my strength. I mean, I could get better at them, for sure. Big Drew says, bravo, sir. Thank you, Big Drew. That was a truly collaborative effort. Everybody had a piece in that. I feel like a lot of your stuff was very good. Anyways, you do not need to go home. But you can't stay here, because I need to cash out the shop. Which means thank you, Big Drew. Thank you, GS. And thank you, Holly's House, for coming and helping me write. And if you're lurking in the background and you wrote your own PR statement, feel free to leave it in the comments. I will read it next week. I am very interested to see how other people have put stuff together. Nonetheless, it's good to have you here. But not right now, because I need to cash out, so get out of my shop. Bye.